Yeah, so the questions coming in on to the BBC is, is it a time now where you can perhaps blood more of the youngsters to see what you can take into next season?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, we've spoke about that. The danger is, Steve, that you don't want to put too many of them in all at once, because you got to look at lads who are 18 and confidence and stuff like that. But having said that, some of the experienced players look a little low on confidence at the minute. So yeah, I think that's something we've got to think about. And also, obviously, teams we're playing against, the league's tight, so you don't want to be sort of accused of putting a team of academy players out there, because you've got to do right by them as well.
Yes, that's always something that people don't actually see, isn't it, Gary? The fact that as much as you'd like to blood them, as you say, wholesale changes. I remember Rushden doing it, didn't they, a few years back, and they got tonked. I think they went down to Weymouth and they got tonked 9-0, I think.
Yeah, and I remember more recently when Wrexham did it on us at the last game of the season at Mansfield. So yeah, you got to be careful, and we're very aware of the young lads in the academy, and there's some 6 or 7 very good players in there, but you have to treat them right and do things right by them.
On to today's game, Gary. Once again, I suppose we've spoken about it being tight in the opening 20 minutes. Harriers undone by a ball through the centre.
Yeah, it was a disappointing goal to concede, a little bit similar to the one at Alfreton last week. And you look at the experienced players like Josh, obviously, and Grimes. You think they'd be able to deal with that a little bit better, but like I say, at the minute, everything that we try, it's tough, and if the likes of Josh and Jared Hodgkiss, Kevin Nicholson are feeling a little bit low in confidence, then that's not surprising that can quickly spread through the team.
Yeah, Danny Lewis making his 200th appearance today. We were saying how important that was. It's an important milestone for a player, especially in this day and age with one club.
Yeah, Danny's been a fantastic servant, and I'm sure he's, I don't know what he said to you, but I'm sure he's hurting as much as anybody, because like myself, he's been here, and enjoyed a lot better times. And at the minute, again, I don't think he really had that much to do today, but he's picked the ball out of the net twice, and Danny will be disappointed that he couldn't sort of influence the game more on his 200th appearance.
Well, I think there's always a thing as well with that, isn't it, Gary? Is the fact that he's had nothing to do with it. It was clinical. The second goal, great skill, great finish. First goal, as you say, was undone. Harriers, after conceding the first goal, just seemed, the players you could see physically in their heads, they just dropped.
Yeah, and again, I say last week that was similar. I thought the game at Alfreton, we got off to a decent start, had a couple of chances, then we conceded a similar goal probably, and it's like you sort of burst in a plastic bag, that all the confidence seems to sort of disappear very quickly, but that's football, and when you're losing games, you look at players when you're winning and there's a difference. It's not much of a difference, and at the minute, we're losing and we're coming down on the side lacking in confidence, whereas if you're winning, you just do things without thinking, and it becomes second nature to you.
I suppose when you go look at Danny Wright again, what he has to do to buy a goal, and I suppose the really big point, or plus point, was Ahmed Obeng, after sort of been out for about 23 games.
Yeah, we like Ahmed. It's his first season full time, but when he's got on there, he's showed what he's capable of doing, and that was good to see him get a run today, and I thought he did well. So I'm pleased for him, but again, obviously disappointed that we've not won, and I think it's 8 games now. We've got to try and get a win, and we've got to try and stop this rot, because we don't want to carry that into next season, and we don't want to be in a position where these lads who have worked so hard all season, have that as a memory at the end of this season, because they deserve a little bit better than that.
We looked at the striking partnership, and there must be frustration as well going for you and for Mark, as well as the strikers that you brought in. The likes of Lee Hughes and Danny Wright have come in. So it hasn't worked all season as a striking partnership.
It hasn't, no, and Hughes, you just said to me there now that he can't believe, in the games he's played, that if chances have come and gone, and I mean, you look at Danny Wright, and I look at Danny's debut at Aldershot. He could have had a couple of goals that night. He could have scored up at Chester. He's had a goal, I reckon 2 goals there disallowed, which was probably borderline, and how that one never went in today. And you just wonder, Wright, he hasn't got off the mark yet, and he could have had sort of 5 or 6 goals. And I think, like you said, that's been the story of where we have been all season.
You look ahead to next week, Gary. It's a little trip down to Torquay, probably not dissimilar to Harriers. I think they've had similar sort of problems, similar sort of season in effect.
Yeah, look at a few teams at the minute. For some reason, they can't get the ball in the net, and obviously Torquay, got big expectations after getting relegated, so they'll be bitterly disappointed with their season so far. But hey, we've got just coming Monday. We've got to work hard like the lads always do, and we've got to be positive going into Torquay next Saturday, and just hopefully, like I say, we can get a win for everybody, myself included, you. The lads around here now, everybody just needs a bit of a lift.
You don't mind how we go in, do you?
Not at the moment, no, not at the moment.
Gary, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.